Barclays Capital, analysts at Barclays Capital, Neil, say that the country's borrowing costs are, quote, clearly unsustainable. Neil.
Thank you very much, Sandra. In the meantime, first cylinder, now Severstal, new calls for an investigation into a $730 million government loan going to a Michigan plant owned by a Russian company. Two senators pushing for that probe. Republican from Indiana, Dan Coates, one of them, with me right now. Senator, what's that old line? This gets curiouser and curiouser. What's the deal here?
Well, here's another one of those situations that doesn't kind of pass the sniff test. What Pat Toomey and I are trying to do is get the Inspector General to do a full investigation, report back to Congress so we can report to the taxpayers. Is this loan on the up and up? Is it needed? We don't think it is, but we want to get the Inspector General's report to get all the facts on the table.
Well, the Russians are the last that need special treatment. They're making money hand over fist. And they're almost to the point where they can buy and sell us. I mean, so I'm wondering why we would do anything that would even have a tax advantage for them.
I don't understand that either. And the fact that this is a Russian company, it is located in Michigan. The steel that they are producing is a special strength steel that is produced at U.S. privately held and publicly held businesses and steelmaking facilities. So we don't understand why they need this loan in the first place.
Nevertheless, I'm sure the administration's argument, we haven't heard this yet, is going to be jobs are jobs. Securing more of them in Michigan is well worth it. What do you say?
Well, these are part of the facts that we want to understand. We just think it ought to go to an American corporation. The other question is, if we have a surplus there, why do they need a loan? Why can't we just go out and provide this steel that's already available in the stockpile rather than give them a loan and so they can produce steel which is available elsewhere? I think there's a cost issue here also. And frankly, it sniffs a little bit of political favoritism. You know, when government gets in the business of picking winners and losers, usually the taxpayers become the losers. We've seen that with Solyndra. We don't want this to happen with Severstal.
All right, speaking of losers, Chuck Schumer, he's a loser. This super committee thing could be a loser, says it's all but a waste of time. They're not going to come to agreement. What do you make of that?
Well, I hope he's wrong. I hope he's dead wrong. We just had a lengthy meeting about that today. I'm on the way to another one right now. We need to address this problem. This super committee must report out what I hope is a very credible, substantial plan on how to get our
But what if they don't? What if they
control.
don't? What if we're at November 23rd, November 24th, no agreement, automatic cuts kick in? Can you live with that?
Well, I don't want that to live with. I don't want to live with that because I think they're unfairly biased toward a huge cut from the national defense and our national security that doesn't help us. And secondly, it doesn't address the real fundamental problem. And we're now pushing it down the road like they're doing in Europe.
Yeah.
We've got a serious problem here we have to address, and failure is not an option.
Senator, good seeing you again. Thank you very much.
Good seeing you. Thank you.
Well, who says you have to wait to see what happens in 2012? What if I told you by 8 o'clock tonight you'll have a good sense of where we're going? You hear about this? Now, the White House, meanwhile, freeing up its chief of staff to kiss and make up to